Alright, what is up? We're live. Hello, hello. Or we should be live. Yeah, we're live. Alright guys, we're gonna be doing some of the weekly, we're doing some other stuff too. What's up, Osborne? Alright guys, one moment. Froggy was nice enough to fix up my whole Discord for me. Here we are. Now we have a bunch of stuff. So we had a hotfix today. All it did was fix the garbage extremis spawns, which were apparently not intended at all. Oh my god, is that Orion? This dude's about to go to bed. Guaranteed. By the time he ever shows up in my stream chat. Can Froggy fix the stream watch streak? No, that's not within her capabilities, I'm afraid. Why don't you spend your yellow credits? What the fuck am I gonna spend them on, dude? I already have everything in this game. Like, what the fuck am I gonna buy? I guess I could pointlessly reset my prestige perks over and over. It's like the only sync for that in the entire game. No, I'm not. It's 3 p.m. Oh, wow. So you actually just showed up because you're being nice. Well, hello. Okay. So, today, guys, if you're unaware, there was a hotfix that has fixed up the broken extremis spawns on the bosses. That was actually an ongoing issue in the game. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like ever since patch 12, there's been like an influx of extremists just murdering people in the middle of boss fights. That's no longer the case. They finally fixed that. They haven't fixed the bramble spam though, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure that's a separate issue. One thing at a time, guys. One thing at a time. If you can do decap absolute, I'll donate 10,000, well, I don't know how many zeros that is, an amount of doubloons. I don't know what a doubloon is, but okay. We can do that. I'll do that right now. I don't know what that means, but sure. So what are we doing this deployment? Apparently we're doing decapitation on absolute. This guy just gave me the easiest mission in the whole game. Thanks, pal. Early tour guardsman. A wizard arrived precisely when he intends. As they say. They gotta fix the throne damned chaos spawn spam. Chaos spawn are better than Rubik Ring spam, guys. Yeah, I was gonna make a video on this talking about like FTG, FTG, FTG. What's the best weapon? The best weapon's the one that one-shots all the enemies. That's the best weapon in the game. This is the power fist. If you do decap, like if you do a crisp high five, dude, I'm getting a high five and 10 twin billion balloons. The balloons. Wow. Did weekly strats reset? Yes, they did. This weekly is pretty easy. I did put out a video for it, but this weekly, I don't really think most people are gonna need a guide for it, anyways. It's a pretty easy one. Delta wing box check. This is a Carcarodone's audible rifle build. I'll grab it. AFG, you feeling okay? Voice sounds a bit off. I mean, just says early. My crisp vocal cords have not. AFG, what's the best heroic weapon? It's probably the Argent Edge right now. That's probably the single best heroic weapon in the entire game. You need your help. Do power swords just sit in power stance or you switch as needed? I mean, you kind of have to switch with that weapon if you're using it properly, so you do not just sit in power stance. I'll be making a whole guide for all the melee weapons in the coming weeks anyway, so I don't know if I'll do it before patch 13, or at least not before the brand new PTS. I think he sounds hotter than an oven preheated at 350 Celsius. Thanks, brother. That's the unique level of glaze from Ben Carmine. Which Carmine is Ben Carmine? Which game was that from? Now that's hot. What can I say? Gears too. Ah yes, the one that had the worst death of all of them. Genuinely interested, how are you not bored of this game yet? What, autism, dude? I don't know. People have been telling me I'm gonna get burnt out for like a year plus, and here we are. FTG, my neurodivergent king. Thanks, pal. I got burnt out, but your vids brought me back. I'm glad they could help. Space Marine 2 community is pretty good. Oh, an earth rope. Why Height and Vigor is so good. That was almost a really mean combo they did to me there. screwed. Dude, this is awkward. Can you just get over here? Thank you. He pisses all over the place too. Super nice of him to do that. That's okay. That was robbery. Space Sharky, yeah, buddy. This gun does have rapid health on it, so... Oh. That'd be a sin. I want that dude dead. I don't want to deal with the Devourer here. That'd be nice. Oh, whoops. For some reason I thought that's not a frag. Whatever. That was surely kill him, right? He did not feel that at all. That's something we call... Alright, whatever. I guess we just have to kill the guy. I'm not a big fan of the... like... wildly spread out Bramble and Devourer guys in this right now. Okay. Oh, this one's in rage. I'm actually just gonna spend an Auspex on him. You're let to respect that damage. What the fuck is this? What the fuck was that? That was a rude boss fight. I'll do that again. That was an oddball, right? I should have saved my melta bomb there. I should not have wasted that. So no doubloons? No, we'll do it this time. This time for sure. Getting a Ravener into like 15 Whiff Warriors there, that's pretty mean. I'll grab my coffee though, 1 second, guys. Argent parry is like a blow, like a block weapon. Wait till you're about to hit then parry. Yeah, that's all you have to do. But block weapons are pretty easy to parry with in this game. There we go. Let's do it again. And then we'll do some of those weekly. I don't know how much help people actually need with this weekly, though, to be honest. This weekly is pretty easy. This one in particular is not that hard. Okay. $13 What is the weekly stratagem like? I have a whole video on it, if you're curious. I have a whole video on it. I can only imagine myself playing this again if they do an amazing job with siege rework. I kind of doubt the siege rework is going to be that intense this time. This isn't even going to be the new map. I think most of this patch is going to be a customization overhaul. I mean, they said it's going to be a siege mode patch, but like most of it's going to be the rework plus the new boss. There's also going to be a new operation, which is kind of strange. We're getting a new operation plus the God, this weapon actually does kind of kind of sucks sometimes. See, this is the anti-fun right here. I mean, you just have like, oh, like what's the combat loop here? You just kind of have to dodge. You don't really have the choice not to, or you'll take damage. I wouldn't say this is the strongest tactical build, but certainly a tactical build. It's certainly a more accurate Kakaroto's one. I love Mr. FTG. What's up, Snacky? Armor boost. I like that. Now, I am supposed to be playing with Remembrancer and, Whoa, whoa, whoa. You cheeky bastard. I will be playing with Remembrancer and Falling Cow later today. So I don't know how long I'll be on for this one. We're gonna do some weekly. Since somebody asked me to do this, might as well. So hoping they nerf the Chaos Spawn, because that fuck-ass Stunlock. I don't think Chaos Spawn are remotely as bad as the Rip Marines are. I think most of the complaints around Chaos Spawn are just like, I mean, they're hard to fight. That's really all there is to it. I guess we are relic. Cool. Rubric spam is worse than range nid spam. I mean, definitely. Rubric Marines are the most annoying enemy, or one of, if not the most annoying enemy in the game. Besides bio boards, of course. Those clear. What is really needed is a Warhammer 40k MMO RPG. I'll put a shit out of that. I mean, MMO would be cool, but it depends what company's running it. Do you create any homebrew chapters yourself? If so, which one's your favorite and why? I would never make a homebrew. I'm not a fan of the idea of homebrews. I always feel like I've never been a fan of OCs and like anything. I always feel they run the risk of being unintentionally cringe. Okay. Wondrous Gaming. I'm curious to see if I'll ever buff up the perk tree on this weapon. They said maybe not, but like, I don't know. Here's my one complaint. Well, actually I have many complaints, but my most reasonable complaint is I don't think we have to... Oh, look at that. I don't think Space Marine 2 has to limit its perk tree so much, because for some reason Saber feels like they really have to make it so all the guns fit into the different variants they've had, but I don't know why. Like, you only get as many perk points as you have variants, but you could just give players more perk points beyond that. Or, like, expand the trees. But maybe we'll see that in the progression update. Alright. I think homebrew tournament chapters with a game beside the chapter sets really cool shit. Alright, that is pretty cool. I don't like inherently have a problem with like other people's homebrew chapters. That's something I would personally make, you know. In your opinion, FTG, what's the best class in the game? I mean, it's just Bulwark or Assault. None of the other classes really come close. I would say Tactical is probably the best support class in the whole game. Like, if you attach him to any class, or to any team, he's going to do very, very well. And, like, some of his more overpowered setups, like, you take a Pyroblast with him, you kind of just, like, walk through the game. But, or most of the enemies, anyways. But on his own, he's definitely very squishy. Most of the best classes in Space Marine 2 have been the best for quite a while. Assault was already in S tier. And like by the end of patch 11, he's already very much proven to be an S tier. Now he's just like ultra S tier. He has an animation cancel finally. I mean, go figure, the two classes in Space Marine 2 that both have an animation cancel are god tier. Old Man River is the Prime. Let's grab ammo box. Skill expression allows skill to be expressed. Who knew? Well, I mean, you can have a class with really high skill expression and still sucks. Okay. Hello, Mr. FTG. Just did my first part of weekly in part thanks to your guides. I'm glad I can help, man. I'm glad I can help. Thankfully, some of the weeklies are better than others. Some of them are like straight up obnoxious. Like, I don't know why they... Some of like the perk combinations are just like, or modifier combinations are just straight diabolical. my favorite thing in Space Marine 2. Ball spam. Yo, TG, back on Twitch? I've never been off of Twitch. What do you mean? Alright. I like playing Assault and Bulwark until you have to fight a Neurothrope, and that's when things get vexing. I mean, that's why I always take the Heavy Bolt Pistol against heroes with them. Because it gets really annoying to fight a Neurothrope or Zone Thrope without a Heavy Bolt Pistol. Dodge should be removed from this game. That would make things interesting. If by interesting you mean the entire game feels awful, yes. What would Space Marine 2 without dodging even look like? You kind of like sit there, you would just sit there like this the entire time. And just have to like parry every attack that comes in on you. Sounds fucking awful. Yeah, I hope you're joking. What's the assault animation cancel? The dash? Yeah, I have a whole video on it if you're curious. I have a whole assault class guide. I'll be making one of those for every class as well. Sometime in the next 2 weeks. A lot of dying to range mobs. Yeah, having to fight ranged enemies. Alright, you can't dodge. POV, you can't dodge. There's a Neurothrope. What do you do when the little circle appears around you? Gotta run. They should remove the Space Marines from Space Marine 2. Hi, I recently got the game and watching your videos. I was interested in starting off with either Assault, Bulwark, or Tech Marine. What would you say is the best payout in learning and sticking to? I mean, Assault and Bulwark definitely have a higher... I mean, they're all pretty good, Tech Marine. But, like, as far as the skill caps and skill expression goes, Assault and Bulwark have the highest. Assault's definitely higher than Bulwark right now, just because of the way his animation cancel works. But they're all good picks. But it depends what you want to play. Also, like, Space Marine 2's skill cap isn't that high, but it's high enough that you will be rewarded with, like, whatever you're playing. Because a lot of the skills you learn in Space Marine 2 will transfer over to other classes. Yeah, I would say Assault and Bulwark probably, if that's what you're looking for. They're also two of the most in-depth classes in the game right now, in terms of like how their loadouts work. Hard to go wrong with any of them, and Tech Marine's also very fun. What the fuck is this guy doing? Block dodge should be removed. Block with only your face like a real brother. Is that what real brothers do? I can't remember the last time a Space Marine just blocked with their face.
The relay that's getting hammered right now.
Our target is a hive tyrant. Once we kill it, the relay will be secure.
That's news. Without armor support to
Okay.
tackle a target that big, we may have to bring down the supply bridge.
Our plan requires it. Is this a withdrawal order?
I'd like bolters to cause small area explosion damage after killing an enemy. It depends on the bolter. Some of them are like more of a penetration option, even in lore. I mean, they are rocket propelled grenades, but
Guns to your support.
they could definitely represent that a bit more. You're not wrong.
Caution, brothers. Tyranids on the rooftop.
See, I wouldn't really take the auto bolt rifle to chaos. I mean, you could. I'd probably swap to like a plasma pistol though. I've done it before. Even when it sucked. I remember I took the auto bolt rifle to like siege mode at one point. Let's just say the triple halberd is not very fun. I can't exactly say if this was a gun made with triple halberds in mind when the game first came out. But what was? What's the best playstyle against Chaos? Literally just like Power Fist. Power Fist, Heavy Bolter, Plasma. They all work pretty well. Pyro Blaster even. I mean, most of the strongest builds in the game are great for both classes, for both factions, I should say. This new YouTube live thing is terrible. Why does it look like TikToks? You clicked the wrong stream, brother.
Keep your eyes peeled. The Xenos may the least of visual range shortly.
You were saying the tech Marine survivability is low compared to others. Sounds like it was being sunlocked to death. Well, I mean, you have the lowest HP total in the game, so technically, yes. You do have more armor restoration than you can find on TAC, but if your armor breaks, you are cooked. The Tactical does have a higher HP total, which does mean there are things that, like, Tech Marine can get sunlocked and die, where Tactical will live on, like, 1 HP. He does have better armor restoration perks, though, things like battlefield repairs and stuff like that. He has more range damage reduction.
This is Tanasa. The ambush was a success. It is not dead. Titus, can you elaborate?
What's the difficulty? It's just absolute.
The swarm would go feral without their connection to the hive mind, but their focus is still on the relay.
Someone promised 10 bajillion doubloons if we beat this. I don't know why. I don't know what that's worth, but
Enemy cohesion is still in full effect.
someone also said they give me a high five.
Not yet dead.
That's worth a lot.
Sounds like we have a hunt, brothers. It is over there, brothers, attempting to crawl free.
Several chests at least. Wait, what? How does multiplayer work in this game? I mean, it depends what you mean by... You mean PvP, or do you mean... What are we talking about? PvP or multiplayer? The multiplayer is just, you know, you invite your friends, you load up, and you play together. PvP is just a pretty generic PvP. Like any other arena shooter. Yeah, you pick your game mode and you match make. PvP is there. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've heard some Omega cope from PvP players on, like, nah guys, PvP is totally alive. I'm like, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's more alive than it would be if they didn't update it ever. I'll give Saber props for this. Like, they do update the PvP quite a bit for the players that want it. And, like, considering how small of a portion that community is compared to the PvE, that's actually pretty shocking to me. Because if I was a company running the numbers, I would just be like, fuck PvP, put all of our efforts into PvE, because that's where 90% of our player base is. I wish I had my AoE on that. I'm so sad. Very tragic. A lot of... So if I just shoot them all in the body, they'll die, right? We do have crack and penetrator rounds. Dude, can I get a fat melt-a-bomb in here? Oh, that's pretty fat. Not as fat as I wanted. It was mildly obese. I don't know, I was afraid of Bramble that wasn't even open yet. My biggest complaint with range enemies in this game is that, like, so I'm like 2 feet away from this guy, and this sniper's like, I'm gonna snipe you. Like, look at this shit. I'm like 2 feet away from this dude. Why is he pulling the fucking gun on me? Dark Tide figured this out 2 years ago. 3 years ago. In Saber's defense, they do their melee combo like 50% of the time. I can't say that's the optimal damage here. My impact did more damage than my auto-volt rifle during an Hotfix. Okay. I wasn't even that far away from them either.
I will attempt to keep it on the Auspex.
Surely that won't James McAvoy me, right? What is in this hotfix? All they fixed in this hotfix was the random extremis spawns that were not supposed to be happening in the middle of boss waves. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in patch 12, there were a lot of points where you'd be in a boss fight, and the boss would just spawn, like 2 extra extremis just randomly spawn while you're fighting the boss. They're only supposed to spawn below 50% HP on, like, absolute. That was a bug. Yes, welcome, Ravine.
Telasa, report. We are after the Xenos Overlord. It cannot run forever.
I've had the game for about a week and have been playing Shield Guy. What class should I play next? If you like Bulwark, you'll probably like the Assault a lot. It's very fun.
Lost the signal.
But don't take my word for it, you know. Play whatever, try them all out. Try them all out.
When the Hive Tyrant is
They're all
dead,
quite different.
the Lieutenant will know.
Personally, I find the Sniper and the Vanguard to be the most boring classes in the game, but maybe you'll like them. Maybe that's your jam.
It is going up that wall. Let us try to head it off.
Alright. It's free real estate. Should probably kill him. Nope. Oh, you survived. Matsuyoda survived. From episode 3. Plus his own throat. Oh, he's camping. Hills and Ho 87 with the Prime sub. Space game. We are indeed playing. Space game. It too. Do you think Heavy would be the worst class? I know why you're asking me this. I know exactly why you're asking me. I saw the video. No. It is not the worst class. Not even remotely close. That was a good video by Yursky. That was a good video by him. A lot of good points he brought up. Buddy, how's it going? How's it going with you? Also, thank you, Marvin Throws, for the Prime.
Raw energy readings just shot past fatal levels.
Is it all Minoris this time? I'm made for this, kinda. Is the dodge slash parry time more forgiving than Elder Scrolls? Is Elder Scrolls even? I don't think you're. I think you mean Elden Ring. Elder Scrolls. I was trying to think of like dodge and rolling in Elder Scrolls. When's the last time I dodged in an Elder Scrolls game? Elder Scrolls Online? Was that game of a dodge? Yeah, Elden Ring? Okay. That makes sense. No, the dodge in Skyrim is much harsher. I would say Elden Ring it's way more forgiving than Elden Ring is. The game also throws a lot more enemies at you, but definitely more forgiving than Elden Ring is, unlike the actual timings. Because if you look at Elden Ring, a lot of the bosses, like, it's a one-on-one duel where, like, they will just area spam the fuck out of you, and it's hard. How do we compare these games? I would say this game's a lot closer to Sekiro than it is Elden Ring. Because it has a parry system fundamentally built into the base gameplay loop. You don't really find that in Elden Ring as much. That's more like a side option. A gazillion doubloons. Ishi. Yes, a gazillion doubloon, whatever the fuck that is. Yes, that. Guys, the Emperor provides me with all I need. Alright, let's go play weekly. Come. We all play. We play game. Come, people, get your blue things. You're gonna need them. You're gonna need them next patch, I promise you. Alright, we got Woo Man. We got Revan in here. What's up, Revan? Easy peasy. I might just play Wings of Flame for this. A little bit of balance. Wings of Flame never hurt nobody, right, chat? A little bit of the most overpowered combo in the whole game never hurt anybody, right? A Dark Kraken. I think Dark Krakens actually look better with the white helmet. Also, thank you for the 250 bits, Fizzy Milk XYZ. Fizzy milk, dude. That sounds disgusting. Who the fuck drinks fizzy milk? Ew. That's gross. Any reason to play mouse and keyboard versus controller? I mean, mouse and keyboard is predominantly better for most games. Just for precision. Camera turn speed, precision, that kind of thing. I mean, if you have a keyboard and mouse, you're almost always better off using it. Like, unless the game has super heavy aim assist, which this one does. But it's also not a very aim-intense game in the first place. But you can really play with whatever you want. You don't have to play with the keyboard and mouse. It's not super intensive weak spot aiming anyways. Yeah, exactly, Cause. I mean, the biggest benefit of a controller in this game is that you can aura farm. Yeah, you can just slow walk. You can't slow walk on PC. You actually can't aura walk. I found that out when Indy and I were making a video. And he was like, wow, you can't aura walk. That's so embarrassing. Controller difference. That's my best indie pride, impersonation. Days of Chaos, their heads were so tiny. Well, their hitbox is bigger and their heads actually show. That's the thing.
Ignoble Metron has defied atmospheric conditions are suboptimal to mission deployment and evacuation. This is close as I can get you to the Longinus Gamma facility.
Burrowing class, apex size.
If you watch your YouTube, I want to watch your stream. I mean, you're already on it, so I think you mean my Twitch. My Twitch is in the description.
Best to keep moving as stated together. Projecting a sense of tactical dominance may deter it from attacking.
Oh, it's a Black Templar Death Watch. That actually looks sick as fuck. Very much, we're emoting the not emote. Is that the word? Emoting the intro of the game. Now, despite Firstborn armor kind of being like interspliced with the Primaris armor in 11th edition, they said they're not doing that for this game. So. Bang. Pretty sure I was gonna rob the one there. I fucking hate this opening portion. Don't Primaris Deathwatch also use Xenos arm? I actually don't know. Most of what I know about Deathwatch is Firstborn. God, this one portion of the intro is stuck my ass every time. You playing with viewers? Yes, I am. Mystic, you certainly are. Alright. I'm just gonna get that door open as fast as possible.
A lift station lies just ahead, Meridian. Considering the Dragon's presence is incidental to our objective, utilize the lift to re-route closer to Metrian's keep. Understood, Rikos. The lift is within our sights.
Okay. Peak build gameplay. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Alright, I guess.
Perplexing. I have transmitted no authorizations. Perhaps we can disorient the beast if we reposition frequently. Transport clearance status incomprehensible. Begins, ceases. Begins, ceases.
I saw YouTube. Thanks for help. Thanks for the help in playing 2 weeks. Don't worry, man. I got many more guides on the way, and I'm glad I could help out. Many more. Especially for Siege Mode when that comes out. Can't wait to see what the rework's going to be like. I really hope they give it. I'm pretty sure we're getting the PTS in like a couple weeks here. Could be. Alright, guys, let's get in the elevator. Let's cook. When's the Iron Pack? Next patch. So probably May. The official release for the patch probably doesn't come till like May. Let's keep that in mind.
homogeneous gamma bio research facility. Please do not disturb the lift.
I assume you will not still be on in approximately 6 to 7 hours from now when I get off work and watch the new Missile episode. Oh, Mobius, I'll be on. Probably. I'll probably be playing with, I'm not going to be streaming the entirety of the 8 hours here, but I will be playing with Remembrancer and Falling Cow later, and then I don't know how long we're going to go for, because Remembrancer has to get off at some point at night. So we can probably all play at that point.
Discuss your fate amongst yourselves. Attention, abandon Gallio's misguided vendetta against the Magos biologists. Do you know what Gallio...
Petition to mod Mobius Cypher. We could mod Mobius Cypher. That is within my power. It has now been enacted. You now have the privilege of banning people. Congratulations, welcome, welcome. That was a funny ass video. FTG, in your opinion, what do you think the Redacted is next upcoming update with the Raptor Champion? Well, I've talked a lot about Deathwatch cosmetics, so it might just be a Deathwatch pack. So we know that more Deathwatch cosmetics are coming. We already know they're coming next patch for the Tech Marine. Oh, there's so many snipers, bro.
Cannot hope to stand against you alone, so she will lie and store in hope the Xenoswarm will devour you. Case in point, she has enslaved that servo skull as a crude mouthpiece, but give her word zero credibility for the mission's sake. At your own.
You guys see this shit? There's like a fuck-tillion warriors out here. I guess it is called oh, that was definitely delayed on my part. I guess it is major challenge though in Tsunami, so I guess the endless supply of warriors does make sense from a certain point of view. Major challenge indeed, yes. Ah, yes, the hive mind's entire supply of biomass right in front of me. Ooh, piece of candy. The Redacted looks like Deathwatch mission details, so I assume it will be Deathwatch. I mean, it's almost like, I promise you it'll probably be Deathwatch. An FTG, maybe T. Maybe guarantee. The definite maybe.
Summon legions of Xenos. Status. The facility is well stocked in mining gear. Requisition melter charges to eradicate the tunnels and halt the infestation. Search high and low, brothers. We need melters. Would you like to hear more?
I don't want to pick up an ultra though.
Who has eyes on melter charges?
I shall use the moderator power only for good, baby. Surely you would not betray me, Dreamer Wormtongue. Let me ask my trusted advisor, Wormtongue, who keeps me appraised of my enemies. It would never betray me. But I love being a mod and abusing the power it comes with. Some people actually do, like, do you give them any power and, like, anything, and they just go crazy? Doesn't matter if it's like a fucking, it'd be a goddamn Gary's mod server and they're just losing their minds. See, this little pickup thing, imagine, like, modifiers like that could be really fun. if they make them like roguelite elements. I think that could be fun. Just ask Norman how much he's troll first Son of Dorn. Isn't his name True Son of Dorn? He's calling him first Son of Dorn. Are you a moderator in his chat and you can't even say his name right? God damn. Wow, dude. What the fuck, bro? FTG brain rot?
You'll find Metreon.
Not brain rot, I'm right on that. It's True Son of Dorn.
Gallia, old friend of mine. If you missed our binaric discourses, you could have sent communication. I observe you still pathetically cling to thews of soft tissue. Remember, meat lacks efficiency, whereas metallic alloys stave off corrosion and degradation for far longer.
How far you have fallen, you know, that I must drag you back into the light.
That sucks. I kind of interrupted there a little bit. Ow. Oh, right through the wall, dude? Come on. Like, I just fight him outside. That'd be much better than being in, like, a fucking hole here where I'm stuck the entire time. Ugh. That's awkward. I can't go in there right now. Pretty goofy thing to do. All range span too. I don't think I've ever fought the Neurothrope out here, but
A grave loss for the Imperium. Numbers mean naught in the face of true purpose.
also gave me it. Look how one enraged guy's actually scared of the boss right now.
I shall soar on blazing wings. This infestation has persisted for too long. Shall prepare to strike into their midst. Wings of fire! I soar through war-torn skies!
What is this Ravener doing?
I shall soar on blazing wings!
That was noxious.
For our righteous onslaught. War calls, brother.
I guess I'll take the stim. It gave me a little piece of candy at the very end. Look at that. Little drops to loot. I feel like I'm playing Borderlands.
Changing magazine. Fortify your psyches. I saw the war-torn skies. Rid your minds of its invasive whispering.
Yeah, I guess I'll yoink this.
My resolve is tempered.
Yeah, do we think Borderlands 4 will run on the computer yet? Borderlands 4 is a dead game. I'm pretty sure Borderlands 4 actually dips below this game's player count on the regular at this point. It's pretty bad. It is pretty rough. Borderlands 4 was actually dipping below Dark Tide's player count. Dude, if your new Borderlands game is dipping below Dark Tide within a year, you might be cooked.
Disconnect her synaptic tethers from the facility command terminals. Stand firm. I expect her to route Xenos.
Not that Space Marine 2's player count's doing too well right now either, but still.
And defend.
Yeah, the 7.7k at 24-hour peak, yeah, it ain't good. Ain't great.
Within the sphere of consolidation.
Space Marine 2 is certainly in a content drought at the moment. I think most of the players that want to play Tech Marine are gone. We'll see if the new patch brings people back. It might, but I just feel like a lot of the stuff that's in this new patch is not very enticing for like returning players as much as it's enticing for players that already play the game regularly. That makes sense. You know, like a new class. But people be like, "Oh, a new class? I want to try out the new class." Do you think those same people are going to be like, "Wow, a new progression system for that game that I occasionally play"? I guess I'll check it out. Oh, what, they add a boss with more range spam? Whoa.
As my theorems predicted, your life vector has
Wow, a new right shoulder piece, yeah.
and Zeta 6 was a
You telling me I can wear a wolf pauldron
resources
and a Tyranid warrior veteran armor piece?
surrender now, and perhaps
Is Dark Tide's player count that bad? It depends. Dark Tide's player count's actually hit an all-time high in the past year, much higher than Space Marine 2's when Arbites launched. That was a bigger update for that game than the update this game's had in the past year. The biggest updates this game has had were patch 10 and patch 11. Siege mode kind of flopped when it first came out, by comparison.
success. The connection is open. Return to Metrian's containment unit. See, Metrian, the more you thrash, the deeper you set our hooks.
Actually, do you procedure in every class? What's the best way to go about it, in your opinion? I mean, I have a whole leveling guide if you're curious.
Astartes' flesh
I mean, just level up what you want to play. There's no, like, correct answer on that, I don't think.
already achieving my designs. You are fools. Silence, Metrian. Meridian, confirm possession of my quivering mass of computational gray matter. The asset does not seem to have anything left to see. Pilot, Meridian is ready for evacuation. Sending updated extraction coordinates to you now, Meridian.
Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Whatever, down the pile we go. Can you just attack me, please? Thank you. I mean, what I'm personally looking forward to next patch is I don't really care for new operation. I'm just gonna be playing siege mode a ton. I'll probably ask Zambit if they want to play too, and I'll ask 4-4 again if they want to do like big siege pushes. That should be fun. Probably making a ton of content for that. Well, I'm curious if you even get to high waves anymore, because it's going to be a shorter experience. So like, unless they're they might cap out the waves automatically now and get rid of endless wave. Who knows? If you have a big progression barrier for long, people will play less. I mean, that's kind of true, but like RuneScape has like one of the biggest progression barriers ever, and people play that game a ton. Depends how addicting they make it. Reading Shafter Master, what's up, Wraith? Increasing range spam and lower difficulties is a massive mistake on Saber's part. It's going to be patched in the game for the 1% to play an absolute. This game has a lot of fucking elitists in it, I'm not going to lie. Like, the longer this game has been out, the more people have massive Omega gamer egos in this game. It's gotten pretty bad. It's less so around the big patches, but like in between, when like it's only the dedicated players left, it's gotten substantially more cringe over time. There's been a lot. I actually want to talk about this. Like, this game is a little toxic to new players at times because of that. Warhammer has that problem in general, yeah. Got a little gatekeepy. There's a lot of players who are like, oh, all this person wants to do is leash on the hard strats. Like, it's not the new player's fault that hard strats don't level lock. Damn, so it's already like Darktide. It's not as bad as Darktide. I mean, Darktide is a problem. Oh, well, that's just unfortunate to waste both those at the beginning. But Darktide has a much worse problem because Darktide's a much higher skill cap game. So, like, Darktide naturally attracts incredibly talented gamers just because of how the melee system's set up. Like, if you look at, like, peak Darktide gameplay compared to peak Space Marine 2 gameplay, there is no comparison in, like, the mechanical execution. Darktide players are just predominantly better high-level gameplay, but it's also a game that just allows for that and attracts those kinds of players, so you naturally get an elitism in that game, but like both of them have casual players as well, obviously. Space Marine 2 is way more, but yeah, Space Marine 2 is at least like 60% of the way. 60% of the way to having like the elitism of Darktide at times, at least between major patches. It's gotten pretty substantial, and I've seen it change over time. As someone who's played this game pretty much daily since launch, I can definitely tell you that like how people treat new players, how they talk about new players, has gotten worse over time. I think that's just natural with any game that's been out for a while. Good morning. Big fan of your YouTube videos. I'm a new player Space Marine 2 and I love Warhammer. But toxicity is not cool. I play Mike anyways. So I'm telling you, as a new player, what's your experience been? I'm curious. Like, do you find players are toxic? Do you think like... Do you think the new player experience is even good? It's worse in PvP? Well, yeah, because there's only like two types of players that play PvP. There's like two types of people that play PvP now in Space Marine 2, and it's people that are either absolute die-hard competitive PvPers, or people that want to play Heretic Astartes. I guess that's true. Darktide's mechanic does attract that type of people. Oh, I mean, Upload a solo run for Darktide, and you'll have people that will actively police you. They'll be like, actually, you did it with this weapon? That doesn't count. Actually, you moved too fast in this portion of the mission? That doesn't count. That's genuinely what will happen to you. In Space Marine 2, it's more like a little fun community thing. In that game, it's like, it's biblical. I'm sure, but seeing level 5 Vanguard where that person prestige levels and absolutely getting one-shot by cultists because he has no idea what the hell he's doing isn't exactly fun either. Well, that's an issue on Saber's part. That's not their new players' fault. Because they don't level lock their content. For some reason, Saber's like, we'll remove XP from this, and then that'll be good enough. But players don't fucking read that they don't get XP. I've had people come into chat before and ask me, like, wait, why am I not getting XP for hard strats? Because you just don't get XP for hard strats, because they don't fucking read. That's really all it comes down to. They just do not read that you don't get XP. So the easiest solution to that would be level gate the content. Like, alright, you're level 25, now you can play. That's what Darktide does, and it works well. Alright, 1 second, guys. I'm gonna use the bathroom. And then we'll do another one. I somewhat dislike the prestige grind. Yeah, it does seem kind of like busy work. Alright, thank you for playing, Revan. Well, I'm at the boot you to the lobby now, but we're gonna get some people in for the weekly here again. And whoever needs the weekly, come on in. We'll do 2 more, at least. I think there's 2 combined issues in Space Marine. 1, weekly FOMO pulls people that aren't done leveling to non-gated content in the game, and 2, people are wild incompetent either through not reading or overestimating their skill. I mean, that's just an issue with games in general, I feel. I think gamers can be really chill, but they can also be the biggest crybabies on earth. So if they did, like, if something's too difficult, they say, like, I must be able to do it, surely. The issue could never fall on the individual, ever. Yandi, what's up, Yandi? What is up? Brute force it. Yeah, just keep going. You don't have to play on the hardest difficulty. No one's forcing you to. I feel that's partially just like that's more so a thing that like gaming has become in general, though, is that players will be like, oh my god, I have to do this, I have to do that. I have to play on the hardest difficulty. I have to be competitive in all of this when like it's just not how games are supposed to be played. At least that's not how every single game is supposed to be played. The new weekly is easier than standard absolute. Yeah. I mean, I put a guide out for it, but like the guide is literally just here's an OP build because that's all you need for it. Here is OP build. So Tech is more range gameplay, yeah. I mean, he could be both. He'd be a melee powerhouse too. He has a lot of good stuff for that. Without minors, it's way easier, especially on melee classes. Yes, it certainly is. This is the easiest weekly we've had for a while. But also, the game's player base that's still playing right now doesn't even fucking need accolades half the time. I think most of the players that were like, I think most of the players that seriously need like help on the weeklies now are probably done playing the game until the next patch, where they already have all their accolades.
Take heed, Viridian. Trigon target acquisition vectors are unknown. Best to keep moving and stay together. Projecting a sense of tactical dominance may deter it from attacking. For now, Trigon could be anywhere. Close formation. Form our man.
Bro, legit do the weekly for the love of the game. Not a bad option. Actually, you know what FOB are using? 1.25, but I don't think FOB matters too much in this game unless you're doing like, I mean, I think the max FOB in this game looks ugly as fuck. I will say this is the biggest cope I see. It helps a lot, but like a lot of the time you'll see players comment things like, if only consoles had that much FOB, but PC players played solo all the time with a normal FOB because FOB sliders are not available on launch on PC either. I agree, I have 1.3, yeah. The game looks ugly as fuck on max FOV. I just say that most Space Marine 2 players are missing common sense, no matter if they have 10 hours or closer to 1,000 in game. At least that's what my experience has been like when playing with randoms. I mean, the game just has a very casual audience. And that's more. I think that's more so the thing of why people are like, oh man, my teammates suck. It's because the game. This is not a game that attracts hyper sweaty gamers. There's definitely content for those players, but it's definitely not the majority. Majority of this game is 40k fans. I would go as far as say that, like, I don't know. The game is pretty fun. It has a lot of good mechanics in it, but I think players are a lot more interested in what looks cool. What's actually good in this game. What's the best class, Bulwark? How do you feel about each class? I have a little video on that. I'm curious of which class you pick. I think they're all in a decent spot. I think Sniper and Vanguard are probably the most boring at the moment, though. I feel like there's this going on. Let me in, let me in. Let me in.
Now to the lift.
You actually really like Vanguard? It's not a bad class by any means. Pretty good.
Ignoel welcomes you to Longinus Gamma Bio Research Facility. Please do not disturb the lift. It would be a waste. I have no music to play.
This is a good fallback game for a hyper sweat when they don't want to hate themselves. I don't know, like, Space Marine 2's community, like I said before, it has had an influx of players who take the game like, oh man, we have to be like the best players we possibly can, but like the majority of the player base just doesn't give a shit about that. In fact, the majority of the player base, this game will flame you. Blame you for playing hard content sometimes. Like if you post absolute difficulty in this game, you will get comments that just say like, wow, playing absolute difficulty, what a waste of time. And they'll timestamp something and be like, see, that's why you should never play this difficulty. Because blah 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 blah. Like it's actually just serial complaining. It's quite interesting. They watch you get hit by one thing and they're like, see, it's all bullshit. You should never touch this difficulty. Helldivers 2 can kind of be like that as well. The gameplay's pretty good. I just care about drip though. Yeah, same. Space Marine 2 was the door I came through to Warhammer 40k. I was aware of it before I ever delved into it. You know, depending on what happens next in this game, if we get a year 3 or not, I will probably just be making more generalized 40k content on top of this game. We'll see. We'll see if we get a year 3 or not. We probably will. I get comments like that every now and again. Yeah, it's like some weird reverse elitism. Yeah, it is very strange. Like, how dare you play at hard difficulty in this game? Space Marine 3 ain't coming out for a year. Hope they keep adding content to SM2. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Well, they'll add some content to it. The question is, will we get major updates? Because once we have the new map on Siege mode, and we have this Siege mode update and a progression update, they don't actually have to add anything new to the game. If that makes sense. As in, like, they've fulfilled their objective of stratagems, new missions, a new Siege mode gameplay, and the heroic weapons. That's all they've really talked about doing.
Inside the facility, you'll find Mitria cowering in her data enclave.
Gallia, old friend of mine. If you missed our binaric discourses, you could have sent communication. I observe you still pathetically cling to views of soft tissue.
But he went to my execute.
It lacks efficiency, whereas metallic alloys stave off corrosion and degradation.
Brother, how blessed we are to see to read such a large patch. It's true. It is true, Hayes. We got the biggest patch of all time. They got that's an enormous patch. I do think they fixed out the bramble spawns, though. I'm pretty sure those were bugged. Ow. Putting two non-plus major challenges on the map that guarantees everyone melt-a-bombs to just chef's kiss. I mean, this is like probably the easiest weekly we've had ever. Or not ever, but like one of... Like literally all you have to do is just take a powerful build into it and you'll just win. All one must do. Heavy is the worst fun-wise. I think Vanguard is way less fun than Heavy is. I think Vanguard actually feels like a nothing burger class. Is that a hot take? I don't think it is. This is the first time they've addressed the spawns, yes. They actually had no idea. I think it was like a bug. The Bramble sniper spam, I'm pretty sure was intentional for Tech Marine, though. This guy said Vanguard isn't the best class. What a loser, dude. Yeah, for some reason, that's been a controversial take since the game came out. I mustn't tell lies. I've seen, you guys have seen Harry Potter 5? Harry, you mustn't tell lies. Though in that case, he wasn't lying. His Voldemort was actually back. That's besides the point. Are my teammates? Oh, they're actually thing now. Where the fuck's our guy?
What we seek is here. Replenish it.
FCG, do you still rank Tech Marine C tier? Tech Marine? Tech Marine C tier? No. That was before Battlefield Repairs came out. I probably put him in like B, or actually I probably put him in A at this point. He's actually very strong. He's very strong for most content in the entire game. Battlefield Repairs really helped him. Also, Inexorable Salvo really helped him. Quite good. But before that team perk, and that one rework, he was in a lot worse of a spot. The new Harry Potter is so weird. What? It's a new Harry Potter 25 years later. What's not to like? Now guys, I don't know how long I'll be on here, but after this, I will be back on with Remembrancer and Cal later. Yo, TG, do you have any tips on how to get better at the game? About 250 hours in, I'm really loving it. I'm running a sniper build right now. Give me some tips. I mean, you just watch like really any sniper build guide I've had in the game. I will be having an old sniper guide out pretty soon as well. Among many other guides, alongside a siege mode guide when that new update comes out. Maybe one for the one that's out right now. Maybe, but siege is pretty dead at the moment. So I don't even know if anybody even fucking needs that. But on the note of Sniper, I mean, really all he comes down to is cloak management. Just take the perk purification, your life will be 10 times easier on all content. Oh, Mo, are you playing Operations or Siege mode? This is Operations. Nobody really plays Siege mode right now. Or, I mean, there's not much reason to until the rework comes out. Unless you're doing challenge runs. Those are only fun with friends, in my opinion. I don't even like solo Siege that much anymore. It was fun when it first came out, but... we'll see. J-Boat, don't flow. Think of the Prime for 8 months. Wait, so Extremis spawns and Terminus are gone? Only the additional ones. Because they were bugged before. FTG, tell Remembrancer I like his shit, so we want to hear you mention some asshole you know likes his content. I will mention that to him.
Science, Metrian. Meridian, confirm possession of her quivering mass of computational grain.
I will mention that to Remembrancer. Well, on the note that somebody asked me about Siege, I will be playing that a ton when the new patch drops and make a ton of guides for it, so I look forward to that. I'll probably be no-lifing that for quite a bit. I also asked Zambit if they wanted to play, and Hayes if he's still down or here. Hayes, if you want to, we can play that when the patch comes out. I am down. I just can't be asked to do Siege mode until the rework. Just boring. It's boring for me. Maybe if we did like a big run, but... no lifing Siege, you say? Of course. I'm gonna call myself rank 1 FTG to play Siege mode. That's right. That's correct, right? That's technically true. Yeah, no, I get the lack of wines here right now. I'm not actually gonna do that. It feels like not long ago we had the Tech Marine PTS. Well, those players are gone now. Unfortunately, Space Marine 2's in a pretty big content drought. Where you going? Where's my? Oh, I'm just completely ignoring my teammate. I don't mind Yerski's taste. He's a voice for casuals, and I appreciate the input, even if it's trash input. Ravine, thank you for the Adeptus Custodes for 6 months. My monthly patrol into the Eye of Terror's YouTube chat. Are you carrying viewers? We certainly are. We'll define carrying. FTG is a perk on Retribution good on Vanguard? No. Actually quite bad.
Really do operations have a clean exit? Warspec scan confirms this is the correct vector.
Yeah, Hayes, if you were down for that on the launch of it, we do have... Zambit is also down. I know you have your own squad you like to play with, but if you want to, we certainly can. They just sat here hoping they cook with the update. True. I don't think we're gonna get an update bigger than Tech Marine though, to be entirely honest. Not until maybe year 3 if we have that. Like the original Siege mode launch kind of flopped, so I can't imagine a rework for it's gonna be much better. Unless they add in playable heretics, which I don't think they've kind of gone back and forth on. And maybe we'll get that. If they have if the new map's really good. If they cook with like a multi-layer thing, that would be cool. Oh, of course, brother. It would be super fun. It would be first time playing with Zambit too, which would be awesome. Oh, you guys haven't actually played together before. Do you think Dark Tide new mode would be cool at SM2? Froggy, you should also stream Siege. And then we'll all do it again. It'll be like Tex Marine all over again. Rank 1 floor eater. No. See if you like me, you play with fashion. You're always hoping happy with SM2. Well, yeah. Of course. SM2's a fashion game, bro. That's the only end game this game has right now. Well, also, hey, here's what we'll do. We'll all put our titles. We'll have Froggy will be rank 1 floor eater. I'll be rank 1 FTG to play siege mode. And then, oh my god, there's actually no escape. I'll be rank 1 FTG to play siege mode. You'll be rank 1 siege. Rank 1 floor eater. And then we'll get somebody else. I mean, who even is? We'll ask a Clanker King to call the #1 bot to place rank 1 butt clanker. I don't know. We'll ask him. I used to play rank 1 say rank 1 PvP when the game came out and people were so mad. Well, yeah, because it's a game with no fucking leaderboards. Oh god, Clanker asked to collab the other day. There's no fucking way. He stopped asking me. Doesn't ask me anymore. Need Mr. E rank 1 game hater. Yeah, we'll get Mr. E on. Call him rank 1 game hater. Mr. E fucking hates this game. Quite funny. What the hell is that Vanguard name, man? It's one of the guys. Why'd that guy ask to collab with you? Why? I thought you already said no. Didn't he, like, literally shit-talk you, and now he's asking to collab with you? Maybe he doesn't know you did, or maybe he doesn't know he did that, or maybe he doesn't know that you know. No, he knows ball. Can't explain the inner workings of a bot. Actually, I think it would probably be... Wouldn't it be easier to explain the inner workings of a bot because it's a machine? Isn't it literally all written? Like, there's not much of nuance in code, right? Just run the algorithm. Do you need Tech Marine in this game? Do you need a Tech Marine in this game? You don't need a Tech Marine in this game. You can play a Tech Marine. I gotta bounce anyways, dude. Take it easy, brother. We will be gaming. I assume you'll be on later, so... Perhaps I shall say hi when I'm done playing Remembrancer and with Remembrancer and Cav today. Rank 1 stream titles to Conjure, dude. Come up with all of them. Did they actually get pissed at you for that? Kind of funny. At the beginning of the game, no less. my god, why are there 46 unread messages in this? You guys are all playing today? God, take my son to school? How dare you take your child to school instead of playing Space Marine 2?
Ignoble Metrian has defied multiple summons to withdraw from her Mechanicus facility on Avarax, and we do not know why. Captain Akaran has tasked me to aid in your retrieval of the Magos biologist before the Tyranids completely engulf them.
STG Clankerbot is king of video games. STG is certainly a thing. I think I accidentally... There was audio broken on a Raven Guard video I did, and the top comment just said, lore accurate Raven Guard. Can't even hear the gunshots, they're so stealthy.
Take heed, Meridian. Trigon target acquisition vectors are unknown. Best to keep moving and stay together. Projecting a sense of tactical dominance may deter it from attacking.
Closer, what's up, Raynar?
Trigon could be anywhere. Close formation. Here it comes. Hold formation and advance.
Detecting Tyranid presence.
Yurtsky's a Redditor and VTG is a boomer grifter that barely plays the game. Let's move on from those two. I have had positive interactions with both of them. I don't have anything bad to say about most of I don't really have anything bad to say about any content creator in this game, to be honest. Actually, that's a fucking lie, but at least none of the major content creators. I think of one. I can think of one that got permanently banned from YouTube. That's deep lore. From YouTube, who was this? You know, it's an expunged name. We do not mention the name of the lost Primarchs, okay? But, like, they weren't really a Primarch. They were really more like a Servitor. But the forgot, you know, it's just the forgotten content creator, okay? Don't worry about it. I will say though, that was the worst Space Marine 2 content creator. It wasn't even like this. I think it's just an objective truth. The Slanesh Demon, the Primarch. Jeez, Osborne, do you even know who I'm talking about? You probably do. You do? Are you aware of the elite knowledge of the entire video that guy made on me? That's old lore.
Unless the tyranny barrow devours the target, its extermination is not mission critical.
I do, that's how I found channel. No, Revan, this was way before that. This is like actually elite ball knowledge. Like this was when I just started. This is when the game just came out. Kyle in the Imperial Guard for a year and you're still not dead. I know, dude. You're about to approach your second. You must be on like your 5th tour by now. Ow. What a fun game. I haven't so checked. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Tech Marine, people ask me like, are you not bored of this game? I'm getting there. Tech Marine definitely, like that Tech Marine grind, 100%. My brain's pretty fried since then. I don't really give a shit to like do anything except my weeklies and like whatever I find fun, some goofy ass builds in this game right now. Hopefully the new update will change that, but we'll see. Can you blame me though? If we're counting the PTS in this game, I have like 4,700 hours on it by now. Praise be the heretical XP truth drama. You don't like the heretical XP truth?
The son of Sanguinius comes to your aid.
FTG, what's the drift today? Saw your Kakardo and Tech Marine with half and half. You think Kakardo would ref Omnisaya? I mean, it wouldn't really be a Tech Marine if he didn't, would he? They're still loyalists. What were they saying? I thought STG was an alt. No, Second Tour Guardsman is not an alt. Second Tour Guardsman is pure AI. Content thief. Don't ask me how he gets, like, content doesn't exist on this channel. Don't ask me how he gets it. So it's an unknown quantity. His hate videos, how I found your channel, dude. Yeah, I know. We're really FTG out here really suffering, dude. Hard living out here at FTG.
I have transmitted no authorizations. Our position exposed, we must change terrain. Transport lift status incomprehensible. Begins, ceases. Begins, ceases.
Fuck STG. All my haters hate STG. Wait, what? All my homies hate STG? Yes. We all do. You know, Grim Prison, I'm pretty sure that guy at that point in time said, your channel is dead. And I was like, okay.
Ignoel welcomes you to Longinus Gamma Bio Research Facility. Please do not disturb the lift. It would be a waste.
I just realized that even Spore Mines can drop ammo boxes and play with an underslung grenade launcher. You will never run out of ammo. Same, dude.
The servo skull is enslaved to an unknown master. I am... Discuss your fate among you. It changes nothing.
No, the servo skull product is clearly malfunctioning.
Gallio's misguided vendetta against the Maker's biologists. Do you know what Gallio and Nutrient achieved together? Passing on Project C-6 if you ever speak to him again.
Mere words of a reprogrammed servo skull, nothing more.
I was a newbie trying to figure out weapon perks at the time. I don't even think I even did anything but just upload pure gameplay at that point in time. I was still working on my other two channels at that point. We'll see what FTG does next. Will FTG continue on the FTG Enterprise forever, or he go into something else? Depends if we get a year 3, I guess. Wait, that channel just rips off your videos? Well, no, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's my alt. I actually have around 5 YouTube channels. Only 2 of them are listed here. But I've been making content for many a moon. And when I'm bored of this one, we'll see what I do next. Like a tidal wave. A tidal wave of content.
We stood as bound. We will stand here.
Maybe we'll do GTA 6.
No Trigon shall compromise our objective. We will get our chance at it, brothers.
I was worried you had fallen victim to Mitriel's mastery of malphonic destructive frequencies, but now...
Oh, something's wrong with me, Chav. I didn't like 40K. I definitely be covering this game. Like there are way better games to cover than Space Marine 2 and trying to make content, but
Mitriel cannot hope to stand against you.
I just like this stupid fucking game. I can't help it.
The Xenos
It's like one of my most played games ever now.
case in point. She has enslaved that
I'm enthralled.
as a crude mouthpiece. But give her word zero credibility.
Many a moon, how old are you? I'm like 28.
And your own.
Actually, I'm not that old.
Mitriel has failed thus far, and she will continue.
I've been making content since my early 20s, so.
The Trigon has followed us. The facility will be infested in moments.
I can't believe he is 48.
The facility is well stocked in mining gear. Requisition melter charges to eradicate the tunnels and halt the infestation.
Some people actually believe me when I said I was 52.
Brothers, locate those melter charges.
Authorization granted. Exercise.
Another hive exit demolished.
He's 58. Wait, he's 50. Yeah, I'm 58. I mean, I'm 58.
But watch for the Trigon.
Your eyes probably still work. Eh. Probably not after how long I've stared at a fucking computer screen with no glasses. I had 20/20 vision at one point in time.
Bloodshed awaits us, brothers.
First tour Ankh, dude. If you think 28 is Ankh, you're actually an infant. Like,
Inside the facility. you'll
damn
find
Ankh status acquired. Oh, you gotta talk about 52. Yeah. 58, yeah, that's Ankh. I am Ankh, yep.
You missed our binaric discourses. You could have sent communication. I observe you still
DJ Deacon, thank you for the prime.
Meat lacks efficiency, whereas metallic alloys stay for
Wait until you hit 40 and it all changes. What changes?
How far you have fallen, Ignoel, that I must drag you.
I was supposed to go rock climbing this weekend.
You think
That'd be fun.
highly of me. Variable
When I'm not streaming or making videos, it's like the only thing I enjoy is exercise, I swear to God.
Mitrian shut down power to the uplink terminals. You must resupply the generator with a backup power serve. She hopes the Tennerites will annihilate you, but she underestimates the second company.
Seek out a power
FTG's young enough to see properly, old enough to consider a trip to Turkey. I actually have a lot of hair, so I don't think I would consider a Turkey ever.
to the summation of our
That's one thing I was blessed with, is I...
long ago. Remember Project Zeta 6?
I had luscious locks.
Your life vector has converged with renegade factors, and Zeta 6 was a waste of computational resources and one perfectly good grux. Surrender now, and perhaps leniency can be granted after the might.
You are a redundant functionary. Your Astartes shall die here, alone, in the dark.
FTG rocking the bowl cut. I actually had a bowl cut as a kid. Very tragic look.
Power cell identified. Hurry, brothers.
I'm not prepared for Turkish tour guardsmen. I know a few other content creators went to Turkey. Nice BTG vid. FTG actually copes when his chat confronts him with unk allegations at 28. Yeah. And then I make a response of like why I coped about being 28.
How easily flesh parts deceive their perception.
Disrupt her attempts to connect with the facility's network.
Hey guys, first tour guardsman here. I would say that like today I watched this video saying I was coping about being 28 years old. And I couldn't believe the allegations. But, you know, like when I thought about it more, I did realize, yes, I was coping. I am old. I want to deny it, but that's the way it is. And then we'll have 12 minutes of deflection after that. What's the new patch adding? Nothing particularly substantial. Just a fixed spawn.
Return to Mitrian's containment unit. See, Mitrian, the more you thrash, the deeper you set our hooks.
Bouldering gang, rise up. It is indeed a thing to do. A lot of explosions going on, goddamn. FTG, what brand is your walking stick? Gucci. What brand is your walking stick? The Gucci brand walking stick. I have a Tesla walking stick actually. It directly connects with my mind and my footsteps. The Thinking Bear $2 super chat. What are your thoughts on Yakuza's bulk carbine for sniper? Only much point. It's not gonna do much more than like his other stuff. It'd be a good weapon, I guess. But his current weapons, like Heroic and Scare, is already pretty good on them. Does that stick use RAM though? Because if it does, yeah, it's an AI. It AI generates. Actually, I have no idea what it would AI generate. Speaking of overpriced stuff, though, have you guys seen the RE9 Porsche they have, the Turbo GT? That's like a $200,000 car new, and it looks like it's largely an SUV. Also, if I bought a car for $200,000, it better be like massaging my asshole like religiously the entire time driving. Like that's just what it must do. Because like otherwise, I know nothing about cars. And, like I'm telling you, it looks like it is LARPing as an SUV.
Stay close and sharp.
It's almost as stupid looking as the G-Truck and Cybertruck. I wouldn't say that like the Porsche Turbo GT looks as stupid as a Cybertruck. Cybertruck looks like you're trying to LARP as a cyberpunk vehicle. But like, I mean, it looks like a nice car. It just doesn't look like a $200,000 car, you know? Well, I guess you can get them on the secondhand market for like $50,000, but I don't really care. I wouldn't buy a car that expensive anyways. A bit sus Fulgrim maxing? What do you mean, man? Blood Angels versus Dark Angels, who wins? I mean, Dark Angels as a Legion would probably win, but Blood Angels are also... I mean, those are two of the coolest Legions. It's hard to argue with either choice. All the vehicles should beat up for the car LARP. You gotta get a cheap Lambo. Those two things don't go together in one sentence, brother. I'm afraid those things do not go together. A cheap Lambo.
I cannot land without borrowing a pollination lurking about. Deep scans have penetrated the atmospheric disturbances and Metrium's meddling code. Trigon vulnerability data pushed to your displays.
Meridian, form up and dig in for a fight. Focus on the gaps in the Trigon's exoskeleton.
Do you think Dorm will come back after Perturabo's return? Meh. We're gonna see Jagatai Khan before that. Or Lehman Russ. What the new patch fix do? It finally fixed the boss spawns to no longer have Extremis. I like how even Saber was like, this hotfix did nothing. Here you go. Yeah, so there were extra Extremis spawns in the boss fights that weren't supposed to be there, which is why they were so hard this patch. Because normally, Extremis can't spawn in the middle of a boss fight unless they spawn with the actual boss reinforcements, but like the on-mission spawns were still going during boss fights this patch, which made them significantly harder than they were supposed to be. At this rate, Ferris is going to come back with his head sewn on. Well, to be fair, most of the Primarchs weren't dead, they were just gone. Only a couple Primarchs actually died. You had Sanguinius. You had Ferrus Manus. Ferrus Manus is probably the most... Like, Sanguinius and Ferrus Manus being the deadest of dead. He was pretty aggressively fucking dead.
Trigon kill confirmed.
Now Ferrus Manus just looking for his head. And then you also had Conrad Kurz. He got cooked. He got absolutely cooked. And Horus is dead. Yeah, Horus is also... Horus might be the most dead, considering his warp soul got, like, extinguished by the Emperor. Hey, we got the Gene Seed. Look at that. Poor little Horace, said nobody ever. Not Horace. Horace might be the most dead person to ever die in 40k. He's pretty fucking dead, I can't lie. So, what is this guy? Is this supposed to be like a praetor of Orpheus? What the fuck am I looking at, dude? Let's make a SpongeBob Marine. Alright guys, we are gonna get off for now, I think. And I'll be back on in like a couple hours because I have to play a cow and Remembrancer. But for now, we'll be back. That is all. Goodbye.